What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's your boy Goggles back with another video. Liangelo Ball and the UCLA players have been released, are flying home from China. And this brings to my attention, is Liangelo going to be able to play? Should he be able to play? And I wouldn't say that. I would say that you would let him play, but we gotta realize something, that what he did in China. I didn't even realize it, but they were talking about 3 to 10 years in prison in China, but also that not only was it one store, the Louis Vuitton store that was next to the next to their team's hotel, but it was 3 other stores that they were caught stealing. And so you gotta think about it. Those things are going to come back into play sometime. You know how cases are. Different cases are. Things are gonna happen. The case might come back up 2 years later. It might come up when he's in the NBA, if he goes to the NBA. So don't count that case. Don't count those cases out. Those things are gonna come back into play sometime soon. We don't know when, but they will come back. And so I wouldn't mind. I mean, let him play. I wouldn't say suspend him, but it wouldn't if they did. Guess what? Those things are not. I guess they're not necessarily. It's not necessarily. Oh, you shouldn't do that. I mean, he stole. They stole. So you saying that they should play is. I mean, that's like saying that any type of crime. I understand some crimes are worse than others, but I mean, something like shoplifting is something that will stick with you for a long time. And so I don't really say that he shouldn't play, but if he doesn't, if they suspend him, or if they release him from the team, then I mean, it's not necessarily something you can necessarily argue with. I mean, this guy stole, but like I said, I would allow him to play, just because I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's one of those things where look at other situations happen and then look at this, but like I said, personally, I don't. It's kind of hard. It's hard to look at because, like I said, there's been plenty of people that have committed crimes before, and I don't necessarily say that the outcome was either just or unjust, whatever, but it's one of those things that you can't necessarily get mad because if he's not playing, you can't get mad because he did do what he did. And I understand he didn't kill somebody, but he still did what he did. And so it's like somebody stealing from you. What would you want the punishment to be? That's the thing. And so I get whatever happens to him, he's just gonna have to. That's something he gotta live with. He made a mistake. He realized that he made a mistake. And they were in another country. That's the worst thing about it. He made a mistake in another country. If it was in USA, maybe some strings could be pulled. We don't know. Maybe some strings could be pulled. But at the end of the day, I heard that also the conviction rating in China is like 99%. So, and we all know, I don't know how cases work in other countries, but I'm sure that it's similar. It might be similar to USA where a case happens. So you do a crime, and they don't even necessarily give you like a trial date until like long time down the road. I don't know how it works in China, but that's kind of how it works here in the USA. So it's one of those things where don't be surprised if Liangelo is not, if him and those 2 other players are detained here in the USA and are sent back to China to go have a trial for what they did. Because I mean, they have a right to charge against him, which they did say that the charges have been reduced. But I mean, still, that comes into mind. What type of charges they're going to give him, and so, yeah, they had an article. I haven't read it yet, but I mean, like I said, I would be grateful. Like this woman right here, Tyson. No, it's the dude, Tyson Alger. It was a statement from Larry Scott. I would be very grateful if I was Liangelo Ball and the 2 other players. I'd be very grateful because, they could have taken worse precautions in this case. And so, yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. But hopefully, they can come to a resolution where Liangelo Ball and the 2 other players are off the hook, and that will bring. That's the crazy thing is that what if you need to apply that to every situation? That's what somebody might look at it as. It's people that don't want Liangelo Ball to play, people that want to bring down the Ball family. That's something that they can use against the Ball family because I mean they didn't. Because they feel like the charges against him were not deemed fair. If you refer back to other charges that other people have gotten. So that's all I gotta say about it. And It's your boy Goggles. Y'all please like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll catch y'all later. Let's get these digits.